Once again, the Greens have embarrassed themselves. They've refused to condemn vandalism of war memorials in Canberra. On Sunday, pro-Palestinian graffiti was plastered across a number of monuments in the nation's capital. They included tributes to those who served in Korea, Vietnam, as well as general Australian Army monuments. Following this low act, there were demands for the vandals to be punished. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called for the perpetrators to be named and shamed. The opposition leader Peter Dutton demanded they be arrested. And Independent Senator Jackie Lambie labelled the act as disgusting and deeply insulting to veterans. She actually put forward a motion yesterday to condemn the vandalism, but the Greens, they had other ideas. They called it a political decision and refused to back it. Philip Thompson is the Shadow Assistant Minister for Defence and Defence Personnel. He's rightfully extremely angry about this, and he joins me on the line. Philip, good morning to you.
Good morning, mate. Thank you for having me.
This is a disgrace, mate.
Absolutely a disgrace, and the veteran community is rightly outraged from the criminal scumbag graffiti that has happened to the Greens in their commentary. It just highlights that they're not fit to govern, nor are they fit to sit in this parliament.
What person of right mind in this country, Philip, would sit there in the parliament yesterday when Jackie Lambie moves a motion to condemn the graffiti on the war memorials? What right-minded person in a parliament would not support a motion like that?
Someone that has no sense of national pride, no sense of supporting the veterans and the wider ADF community, and those that just want to divide us, not just here but around the country. It was shocking to see, and veteran mates of mine were calling me straight after going, are you seeing this? How does this happen? Our nation's parliament, the people that are here to serve the community, to look after the people, to make sure that our veterans and our ADF personnel and their families are supported, and we have those people saying, things like they support the freedoms to graffiti, and I just think that is a disgrace, and they do not deserve to be sitting here.
Philip, I just want to quote this back to you, and I don't want to make your blood boil because I'm sitting here with steam coming out of my ears, but the Green Senator, this Jordan Steelejohn, says the Australian Constitution contains no explicit commitment to freedom of speech. If we are to believe the men and women of the ADF gave their lives in wars and conflicts to defend such freedoms, then you have to engage with the reality that protesting, that painting is a form of free speech. What a horrible, despicable and disgraceful thing to say in our parliament.
What an absolute grub. He is, and the rest of the Greens party for endorsing it. Veterans are rightly angry. I'm getting contacted regularly. My mates that I served with are furious. That is criminal behaviour. That is scumbag behaviour. And I agree with Peter Dutton. I want to see these criminals in handcuffs and before the courts, because we need harsh penalties here. I don't want to see them paraded around and this is what they've done. I want to see handcuffs on criminals, and I want a message to be sent that this is unacceptable. Those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms do not deserve, and their families do not deserve to be seeing that these grubs spray painting, vandalising, committing criminal activity on our war memorials.
And Philip, you and I would be the same here in respecting anyone's right to protest. A legitimate, peaceful protest, there is nothing wrong with that. But you talk about breaking the law, that's exactly what they done. They do not have the right to vandalise, spray paint or deface our memorials. That is law. Obviously, the Greens, they don't respect our rule of law in this country.
No, I don't think the Greens respect our laws at all, and I think that their history has shown that. There is ways to go about doing peaceful protesting. Where there's a big lawn out the front of Parliament House that gets used for protesting all the time. Go out there, stand there, get the politicians out the front. Give them a mouthful and tell them how upset you are. I don't care what your cause is. I don't care what you're upset about, but you do not have the right to go desecrate our most sacred sites.
Well said, well said. It's worth pointing out, Jackie Lambie clapped back at the Greens. She says they are whipping an atmosphere of hate and division all for votes. She's hit the nail on the head there, hasn't she, Philip?
Of course she has, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to use hysteria to divide our nation. They're trying to create a big issue and anger within the community to divide us further. I think that the Greens are unfit to govern, unfit to sit in this parliament, and they're highlighting that through their actions.
Philip, thank you for your service, but thank you for speaking out against this behaviour from the Greens and this shocking behaviour from these idiots that think they can parade themselves around Canberra and in the dark of night go and vandalise our sacred war memorials in Canberra that honour the lives of those who have fought to defend the freedoms that you and I and our listeners enjoy on days like today. Philip, I appreciate your time and thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, mate. Appreciate it.
That's Philip Thompson, Shadow Assistant Minister for Defence and Defence Personnel. Can you believe this? A Green Senator, Jordan Steele-John, who in my opinion is a complete waste of space, says that the Australian Constitution contains no explicit commitment to freedom of speech. If we're able to believe the men and women of the ADF gave their lives in wars and conflicts to defend such freedoms, then you have to engage with the reality that protesting, that painting is a form of free speech. Jordan Steele-John, hang your head in shame. Our diggers fought for you to hold the position in the parliament that you currently have. For you to give the diggers an ultimate slap in the face like you did yesterday, you should resign from the parliament because you do not deserve to sit under the coat of arms in our national parliament. You're a disgrace. The entire Greens party is a disgrace. I'm proud of our diggers and I will do whatever it takes to commemorate the lives lost. And for those people to go along to the war memorials of Korea and Vietnam, as well as the general Australian Army monuments, they should be locked up and the keys should be thrown away as well. Where are we heading as a country?
If you've got a news tip, email ben@2gb.com.